Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series in the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 21.1, and today I want to start showing how you use some of the Firmware 2.0 features. The first thing I wanted to let you know is I did record some stuff off already. That's kind of the boring part. Sometimes I've done that in a bunch of other videos. Probably do it some more in some future ones, but for now, up top I have recorded all these 8 pads are recorded in at C note, like C2, C1. The intent here is, and I'll show it later, is to be able to use some of the new features in chromatic and in the step recorder. Down below, I have some drum hits. So we'll just go through and use pattern mode. So first thing to do is you're going to hit record, and you're going to want to pick a pattern. Let's see, why is it? Oh, you want to be in pattern mode. I hit record and anyway, I'm going to do pad 9 here. We're going to be 116 BPM. We're going to be in length, and we'll just do 2 bars so I can show you a few things. Now to switch between real time, you now can have real time mode, which is the previous mode. And if you hit remain, you can switch to TR rec and back and forth where you're on this record screen. If you are actually, once you start recording, you have to hit shift record to toggle between the two, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But we're going to hit remain. We're going to be in TR rec. And the first thing to note is this green LED going across is showing us where we are in the timeline. If you want to switch to the other bar, we're on bar 1 right now, you just rotate the value knob and you will switch between whatever bars you're in. So you can see it says bar 2 of 2. Now we're back to bar 1 of 2 because I just switched it. So first thing you want to know is you want to hold sub pad down, and you can then preview any pads that you've got. So let's do the kick drum first, and we'll just do a real quick pattern for like a house beat, and we'll switch over. Now, I want this this note here on pad 15 on bar 2. I want to make this a lower pitch, and I want it to be a little bit quieter, so we have kind of a ghost note. So you kind of hear. All right, hopefully you can hear that. I'm going to now set my pitch and velocity back to where it was using 90. I'm going to pick the snare, and let's just put down some snare hits. Hopefully you can hear that. So that's kind of a really standard house beat. Now, to do the hi-hats, I'm just going to knock in a real quick pattern. Just a little bit of a groove to it. Now what I want to do is on the last notes here, to kind of give a little bit more motion and energy, I want to start at a lower velocity and then kind of have it build up. So I'm setting this first note as 30, go 50, maybe we'll get up to 80, and then we're going to go like louder than any of the other ones that we've had. We'll do that. So hopefully you can kind of hear that roll up a little bit, just to give it a little bit more energy and excitement. So now we have this going as a pattern. We can hit exit, and that will exit us out of the TR rec mode. So now we're in real-time recording mode. I can go back to pattern select, go back to our pad view, sample pad view. I can still record in things as I want to, or I can, go back. As I said, if I hit shift and hit record, we're now back into TR rec mode. So you can keep your pattern running without having to keep the old style would be stop, then hit record again, then kind of get back in. You have to keep getting into record mode, get out. They've done a little bit of some workflow tweaks here where you can kind of stay in the record mode and keep bouncing around. Now, one last thing, if you want to stop your pattern, actually maybe not one last thing, I got a couple more. So you want to stop your pattern, hit shift, and then hit exit when you're out of TR rec mode. If you just hit shift and exit, it's a little bit faster to get out than having to quadruple hit exit 4 times so you can stop it. But let's go back in. I just want to put a crash in here. As you see, I just started it. I want to get into TR rec mode. So shift, record, sub pad. I got a crash here. I want this crash, but I only want to have it land here. You're going to see it's not holding it, and I want it to hold it longer. So one thing I could do is turn gate off, and you're going to hear it go through, and it'll, with gate off, it's playing longer, which is cool. But as soon as if I want to do a hold mode, I can hit remain in TR rec, and now it says hold step, instead of substep. One other thing to note is as soon as you go into hold step for whatever pad you have on, it immediately turns gate on. So if you don't want gate, don't go into the hold step, or at least pay attention to what you're doing. But I want this to actually hold for 2. And then I'm just going to have the other 2 notes here hold for 1. I want to do a quick pitch down and maybe a little bit quieter for the last one. So you'll hear kind of do like a little bit of a, maybe we'll go up instead. See how that sounds. There we go. That sounds kind of cool. So that kind of wraps up using TR-Rec, trying to get like a little bit of a drum pattern put in place. And we'll start doing some of the other instruments in the next videos. So thanks, guys. Keep making beats, keep having fun, keep dropping by, keep leaving comments. Peace.